Hello everyone. Last time we talked about a lot. We had literals and variables. We talked about variable declarations, and we also talked about variables initialization. We got to understand the difference between const, let, var. We said we wouldn't use it that much, but there's notes on var over here, as you guys saw. Yeah, and today I want us to dip into manipulating variables. Yeah, I hope you guys were able to do yesterday's assignment because it had a question on manipulating a variable, and I'm doing air quotes while I'm saying manipulating a variable simply because there was that simple math question where you're supposed to change variable, like it was something in the lines of this. You have variable a and variable b, and you have to switch. A is supposed to come to b and b is supposed to come to a. Yeah, so I hope you guys managed to do that. I'll be checking you guys your assignments. So let's start talking about manipulating variables. Yeah, because you'll not only manipulate variables, you also do function manipulation, module manipulation. It will go about in each and every way. Yeah, so when it comes to variable manipulation, you can manipulate it in various ways. You can, if let's take this is more numbers. Yeah, you can increment this variable. You can append. Okay, what do I mean by append? Append is putting something on the side next to it. Yeah, that's what you call append. Yeah, so initially we'll start talking about operations, arithmetic operations. This is the normal addition, subtraction, manipulation, distribution. Yeah, you can do that to any variable. You can add, you can subtract. Yeah, then after you've gotten all this code over here, yeah, you can do a lot with it. Let me just show you. CMD NOD. Yeah, let's take the first one. We have let variable 1 is equals to 10. Okay, I didn't close it, but it's okay. Let variable var2 equals to 22. Then close it. Yeah, now we have variable 1 and variable 2. Yeah, so we want to get the sum, so we'll say let sum is equals to variable 1 and add the variable 2, close it. Yeah, so we have sum. Let's add difference. We create declare difference. Difference is subtraction. Yeah, okay, we have difference. I just want you guys to see how it works. Product multiply. For multiplication, you don't put x, you use the star sign, the asterisk. Yeah, that's for multiplication. For division, use this sign. That's for division, as you guys can see. Division or quotient. Yeah, then we have the final one, remainder. So remainder, if you hear anyone saying modulus, that's what they are talking about. Modulus. Hey, did I say it correctly? modulus, like that. Modulus, okay, like that. That's division, yeah. Actually, division, yeah, division, but getting the remainder. So it's variable 1 modulus or 2, yeah. So at this point we want to see what we have been doing, yeah. We know when we do console.log, like I keep telling you guys, let tab be a very very good friend. Console log, that one, console.log var2. This is to confirm your figures. You can see your figures, yeah. This is 10, this is 22. So after we've gotten that, I want us to get the sum and the difference. And mind you, if your spelling is wrong, it will be all wrong. So if you subtract 22 from 10, you get your actual figure here. If you add 22 and 10, you get your figure there, yeah. You're actually getting the results that are exactly over here. Let's do the multiply and division, yeah. When you divide 22 from 10, this is the figure that you will get. And for confirmation, okay, why did I, let's do calculator. I want you guys to see whatever is happening, is it really true, or it's just the figure that this REPL is printing up. So it's 10 divided by 22. As you guys can see, it's 4545454545. The figure continues on. This has printed out more than this, but ideally maybe the last one could have been 3, yeah. So it's completely accurate in whatever it is that you guys are doing. So let's take 10 modulo 22. Wait, 10 modulo 22. Did I press the 0? 1 0 modulo 22. 10. Okay, I have no idea why this scientific calculator 10 modulo 22, you get 10, the remainder is 10. So let's check it. Console.log modulus, yeah, the remainder is 10 when you divide 10 by 22. As you guys can see, it's quite accurate in arithmetic operations, and you actually get to see the figures that you're printing out. That's how JavaScript works. So let's go to concatenation. Like I told you, concatenation, it's like joining one string to another. Remember, there's addition and there's concatenation. I want you to pay attention to this, yeah. I'll do const this time. Number 1 is equals to, okay, let me put it 1 like that, 22. Then I'll do const no 2 is equals to, look, there's a difference between the first one and the second one, 22. Yeah. So when you come here, let's say I want to do a mathematics and add. So I'll call this let add is equals to number one plus no 2. Okay, so ideally if we add 22 and 22, the answer we get is 44. Now console.log add, right? Let's print it out. You get 22, 22, 22. So how about we take this add is that plus let's take a variable 1 because we still have it there. Okay, okay, let's do this. Console.log. You don't have to go through all that process, you can just be doing this. You see, it takes this as something different, then it adds this as something different, then this is something different. But let's do this. Let's take 1 and var1 like this. No, 1 like that. When you add it, it adds them. So there's difference between this will be considered a string and this will be considered as integer. Yeah. So you have to get to understand the difference between the strings and the integers and how it happened. So there's this other thing over here. It's called the increment. This one. Yeah. The increment is the double. Okay, it can be the single, it can be the double. It doesn't matter. So this is how the increment usually works. Yeah. We already have a variable, so we'll take our variable. Yeah. So after taking our variable, we'll increment it and we'll also decrement it. Okay, we'll increment one and decrement the other. So we'll do this. Yeah. Since number one is a variable, we'll take number one is equals to I want you guys to see and understand what's happening, minus 1. Yeah. Then after this happens, unquote error assigned to constant variable. Okay, number one is a constant. Let's use let. Okay, we'll use var because it was let. I heavily told you guys that there's a difference between a constant and a whatever a let and a const. The reason being we're getting this error assigned to a constant variable. We say the constant variable does not change, it remains constant. So anytime you guys, you should be reading these errors, by the way. It actually explains to you what the issue is, and if you're not keen enough, you'll be seeing errors in your code and you're wondering what's not happening. So you're in the business of reading whatever it is that you're writing. So we'll take variable 1, which is 10. Then we'll take variable 1, then subtract. Okay, we'll start with the addition. Yeah, then we'll add 1 to it. After we've added 1 to it like that, if you print it out, it gives you 11. So how about we do this? We take var 1, it's currently 11, right? Then we do minus, then close that. Oopsies, we still have it as 11. Yeah, ideally we're not supposed to be getting 11. Why? Because when you write this, is as similar. Okay, it's changed. It's let's just do a console log. Take the code that we had initially. To print out var1. Okay, let's just take this console.log. You guys, I keep on insisting you need to be using monkey type to get your typing faster. So ideally, this was var1, it was 11 because we had added it here. Yeah. So over here we subtracted. So this is what we did. We took var1, a variable that is 1. We take that variable 1, then we subtract 1 from it. So this code is this code. Yeah. As you guys can see, if I press enter, it changes, it's decremented. Yeah. So let's do it the other way. Let's just say it's plus plus. Yeah. If we console log again, it's 10. If we do it again, it's back to our 11. Yeah. This is that increment operator. That's how it usually operates, the decrement and the increment. This is how it actually works. Yeah. So instead of you writing all this, you just write this small thing. Yeah. You can actually even do this plus 2. Yeah. It'll increment it twice. As you guys can see, it's printing for you the output of what you're going to do. Plus 4, plus 6. But often at times you don't get to make such huge changes. It works something else. Maybe when we get to loops, you guys are going to understand. Compound assignment operator. Yeah. So this is the plus 3. Mostly this is how you do that. You guys saw I put plus 3. Instead of putting plus 3, this is actually the step that you're actually going to be using. Yeah. Plus is equals to 3. So this this specific line, what you're writing is x is equals to x plus 3. Yeah. This is assigning the another, like a huge number. It's the same thing that we actually implemented, but it's just on a higher platform. Yeah. So there's something that we call the comparison operator. You remember greater than, less than, and all that. Now this is it. Yeah. It works similar, but the difference is you're going to take the first. Okay. You're going to take the first one that's here, your variable. Then you're going to assign the value. This is the first variable, which is greater or equal to 18. You're assigning this value, greater than or equal to. So this is just to compare this value. You're checking if it's greater than 18. Is age greater than 18? If it's greater than 18, then it's an adult. If it's not greater than 18, then it's not an adult. Yeah. That's how that works. So for this string, I think the one that I'll be talking about is this split. Yeah. How this split usually works is that it, for lack of a better word, I'll say it divides or separates. Like, as you guys can see, the variable here is parts text. It splits it where there is this is your what? Your whole words. Yeah. So it's going to look at all these words, then where there is this space, the white space and the comma. Yeah. It's going to take that and make the two words two different words. Yeah. Then we have replace. Replace actually completely replaces the two different variables that we have. Okay, two different strings that we have. It takes that string that's there and completely replaces it. As you guys can see, we're taking this variable and using this function. Yeah, this dot split is a function. This dot uppercase is a function. I'll not talk about uppercase because everyone knows that uppercase is capital letters. Yeah. Then array methods. I think we'll talk about this better when we are talking about arrays, what's an array and all that. But we're going to be talking about push, pop, splice, concatenate. We'll talk about all this, so I don't want us to get all in there. So that was all about manipulating variables. I hope nobody has an issue, and I hope things have gone in smoothly. Yeah. So for our operations, I'll not talk about arithmetics because we've gone through arithmetics. It's just a matter of implementing what we've already done at the top. Yeah, because we've talked about this. So on the arithmetics, the only thing that I can talk about is this exponential on ES6. Yeah, and I think maybe I should record a video on like specifically ES6, the standard that was introduced. ES6 is 2015. Yeah, the standard. So for this exponential is raising something to the power of something. Yeah. So ideally I'll talk about this more. Yeah, because I've already talked about this increment, decrement, unary operator means negative, unary plus, negation negative plus positive. You'll not use it that much. I think I've talked about most, if not all of this. Yeah. So I'll not get in depth about it. Relations, I think we've talked about greater than, lesser than, and all that. You'll be using that in comparison. Yeah, equal to, less than, or greater than or equal to, and all that. It's usually you're doing the same thing and repeating it over and over again. Yeah. So there's equality and not equal to, and this is the difference that I'll actually talk about maybe in the next one. That's when I'll talk about equality and strict equality. I'll talk about those two. Yeah. But you guys can actually go through this, and after you've gone through all of this, you can get to know the difference. Logical. So this one, I'll talk about and, or, not. This is how you actually say this is not whatever in coding. You don't write not most of the time. Yeah, I haven't come across a language that doesn't use this signs instead of just writing not. Yeah. Anyways, I think that'll be all for today's lesson. You can actually go read through this document. It has everything. So after you've gone through this video, there's an assignment. You see the link that we had yesterday. Yeah, you will have an assignment talking about manipulating variables. You'll have like 5 to 7 tasks. You have to do them so that I get to know and understand what you guys have gotten to understand. That's the first session. Now when you're done with this video, you'll go do the assignment. After you've completed the assignment, you'll go to the next video. We'll be talking about data types. Yeah, we'll be talking about the strings, string functions, types of coercion, and all that, the null, nand, and what. As much as we've talked about this, we'll be getting in depth a bit about it. See you guys in the next video.